Hello, super fans, and welcome to Alberta News and Views. Jagmeet Singh suggests the NDP could help Liberals pass Trump tariff relief. Yes, Jagmeet Singh today is talking about working with the future Liberal government. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh appeared open to voting with the Liberal government when Parliament resumes in March, if only to pass legislation to help Canadians weather a trade war. Check this out. From the great Senator Leo Housakos. This guy is talking about Jagmeet Singh. The left won't be happy until every last Canadian is dependent on the state. That is what this is about. Bring in a large population that is dependent on government so they vote for their paycheck, which comes from Justin Trudeau. This is the point of all of this. Only one question: where will the money come from? It will come from us, the middle class, the already broke taxpayer. As the great Margaret Thatcher so famously stated, the problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. We have run out of money. Canada is going to turn into what used to be Argentina. We are going to turn into Venezuela. We are going to turn into a country that has all of these resources on the shoulders of the great economy, the United States, and starving, broke and broken. It is unreal.
Go to global next.
Listen to the hyper hypocrite Jagmeet Singh. He supports absolutely everything that he complains about. He will soon be supporting the globalist ultra elite bazillionaire North Ferratu carbon tax Mark Carney. Unreal.
Go to global next.
Question for my colleagues in Ottawa. If Trump follows through on his plan with tariffs, would you keep the Liberals in power and allow for the passage of a work relief program before supporting a non-confidence motion?
I'll just start off by the fact that I've spoken with a lot of workers who are deeply worried about what the Trump tariffs might mean. They say, sometimes I lay awake at night saying, if that tariff goes through, do I lose my job? And what's going to happen to my kids? What's going to happen to my family? When we think about the analysis that's out there, if those Trump tariffs come in place, there are hundreds and thousands of Canadian jobs at risk. Think about what that means for those workers, hundreds of thousands of workers, for their families, for those communities. This could be devastating for our country. So we do need to have a plan in place to support those that are impacted, those businesses, those workers, most importantly. I have not had any conversations with other opposition leaders. I think we need to come together to have a discussion about what is the best way forward. I've not had any discussions with the government related to this. If there is any desire to move forward, the government should call us together, like we did during COVID, and discuss a plan that supports workers. We, as a party of working people, a party founded by workers, want to make sure that there's a plan in place for workers. It's why we said from the beginning, EI is clearly not up to the task. During the pandemic, we realized EI does not cover the majority of Canadian workers. We called for changes to happen to EI so that we would be better prepared if something happens again that disrupts our economy. The Liberals did not listen. And so we are now in this position where we have an insufficient EI, a threat of tariffs, and many workers lying awake at night saying, am I going to lose my job?
They want this tariff war. They want to be able to print this bazillion dollar bailout. They made so much money the last time, they want to do it again. They want to implement universal basic income. They want to get those digital ID cards out there. They want to get that digital currency out there. They got work to do, and this is the best way to do it. Create problems, provide solutions. It's disgusting. Dr. Leslyn Lewis, she says it perfectly right here. The NDP Liberals see the need to create another emergency in order to delay the election and get rich. Rather than trying to solve the problem, they will use it for their own political advantage. Predictably, they will stoke fear and then try to bribe Canadians with money. They're going to buy the votes. Please remember, recklessly printing money is how we ended up with a Liberal cost of living crisis. We can't let the NDP Liberal coalition repeat history again. We are here right now because of Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet Singh is holding all of Canada hostage. Now, how we even have a political system that allows that is beyond me. This is not a serious country. All roads lead to Western independence or provincial independence. This federal government needs complete reform, needs to be abolished. It is disgusting what is going on in this country right now. We are broke and broken. All we want is an election because we live in a democracy and we can't have it. It's unreal. Look at how excited former Trudeau advisor Tyler Meredith gets on CBC-NN about collecting potential tariffs and redistributing all that revenue to favored pet projects. Liberals will liberal. The government of Canada could record potentially $130 billion in revenue next year, which would wipe out the deficit and would, I think, create an interesting question of how you recycle that into the economy. It's unbelievable that they foam at the mouth by collecting tariff dollars on the backs of the middle class who will lose their jobs or their quality of life is going to get devastated. Do you see the picture here? This is a hypothetical picture, okay? Tariffs kick in, slam Canadians. Trudeau prints a bailout to just prop us up and keep us happy enough. Then the government takes in the tariff dollars from the United States. Well, now they've just created a perpetual cycle of money printing and taking money from the United States through tariffs. But what they don't realize is all manufacturing, all goods, services is punished and will collapse because of it. They live in a different reality than the rest of us because they are drunk off of stealing money. They've created a life around it now. It is systemic corruption. They are delusional. Listen to this.
It's going to be much harder. And let's also remember, I think, which is maybe a lot of people don't understand, we're going to have as a government tariffs, because if we respond on a dollar for dollar basis, it means we're taxing the imports that come back across the border towards us, which means if we're doing this on a dollar for dollar basis and it applies to all goods and services, the government of Canada could record potentially $130 billion in revenues next year, which would wipe out the deficit and would I think create an interesting question of how you recycle that in the economy. Do you use tax cuts? Do you use targeted industrial supports in order to help businesses in an emergency? Do you help businesses with retooling? Do you want to think about, extended employment insurance program supports for training? There's a whole range of things you can do, but I think what's different in this case from any other recession is that the government is going to have money.
The government does not have money. Do you see that? He actually considers tariff revenue as money coming into government. These people are unreal. They will be ruling over ashes and what's left of it. Who's going to be here? Who's going to be here to work? Nobody's going to work here. Are you kidding me? When we could all work in the United States or become the United States? Ottawa planning pandemic level relief for workers, businesses if Trump imposes tariffs, sources say. It is just disgusting. Listen to this.
Talk today of the government presenting a bailout package for people affected by tariffs, by American tariffs. Would you support the government in the House of Commons if they were to present such a thing?
I see no way I would support any astuce of the government. I believe that the intention would be to create a context in which the government would get 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then they remain there longer than supposed. True hell in terms of parliamentary work. If the Liberals want things to become clear and want to help people, they should simply start the election sooner. Nothing prevents Mr. Carney or Mrs. Freeland, once this person is selected as the leader of the Liberals, to say on March 10th that we are going into election. We have improved the situation by 2 weeks, but I'm not getting into any tricks.
They're not done yet. They are not done yet. they don't want this election. They must implement those sustainable development goals. They must do the bidding of their handlers. You know, everybody was asking me, where did you get the number for the 4 out of 10 young Canadians that are wanting to be full U.S. citizens? It's from an Ipsos poll. Okay, look at this. A recent Ipsos poll found that over 40% of Canadians between the ages of 18 and 34 would vote for Canada to become the 51st American state if the U.S. offered all Canadians full U.S. citizenship, a full conversion of the Canadian dollar, and all their personal finances, assets converted to U.S. dollars. Done. That is very, very easy to do. Now, this is the poll right here, and the 18 to 34 is 43%, but what they don't tell you is the 35 to 54-year-olds is 33%. I can almost guarantee that if I had the money and the support of running a marketing campaign for Alberta to become a 51st state, the 51st state, I could get this 18 to 34-year-olds up to 7 out of 10 for sure, and the 35 to 54-year-olds 6 out of 10 for sure. Because Trudeau Media Corp does not talk about the obvious. They never talk. They don't talk about the things that will last past Pierre Poilievre, such as the Senate that is stacked. Okay? They are stacked with Liberals. Nothing is going to change. The taxes, Canada's broke. Productivity is an absolute freefall. The identity in Canada is completely shattered. Anytime somebody comes up to me and says, I am a Canadian, what does that mean? They cannot give me a good answer on what is Canadian. And the Canada that they describe is gone. It's from the past. It's nostalgia. I talk to new Canadians what they want, and they all want to be something else than what is Canada. They want to be an American state. They want a better life. They want lower taxes. All of these things that people want can easily be accomplished by just flipping the switch. And Canada has this weird mind control. They have this clouded brain. They have Stockholm syndrome. They think that if they become American, that all of a sudden you're not Albertan anymore. Nothing's going to change in Alberta except your quality of life is going to go through the roof. Alberta will always be Alberta. Your identity as an Albertan will always still be Albertan because you are an individual. Like, nothing is going to change except the quality of your life. And of course, you will get a constitution. There are so many reasons to become an American state versus not, that you would have a serious mental illness by not even considering it and weighing your options. Jagmeet Singh is going to support this next government, and they are going to extend this election, and they are going to blame it on Donald Trump. They're going to do everything in their power for you to not want to like the people around you and the United States. Divide and conquer. They are going to continue on that path. If they really cared, if they truly cared about democracy, we would have had an election before Christmas and Justin Trudeau would have resigned. The reason he didn't resign is because he's putting in a plant that is him. Look at his supporters. It is very, very, very obvious. I'm going to keep you updated with as much as I can when I can. All of you out there, like, share, and take care, and follow me on Substack, Spotify, and YouTube. And I really appreciate all of your support, and we are growing fast. Like, share, and take care.